Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good evening. Welcome to another episode of the Louis Sports Network. Hope everybody is having a wonderful Thursday. Before we get started, make sure y'all do these things. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Make sure those post notifications are turned on. Make sure you're sharing on your social media platforms. Truly appreciate it. Hope everybody is having a wonderful Thursday evening as we head on to the weekend. Peace and blessings to everybody, man. Always thank you for watching my videos and liking and sharing. Definitely appreciate that, man. Without you guys, there is no me, as I always like to say, man. On to the video. I wanted to talk about one of the most exciting, one of the most underrated matches that for some reason never gets mentioned when we talk about all-time classics. And this is a very, very, very classic match. And the match I'm talking about happens to relate from two SmackDown superstars. And this happened in 2006. It was the pay-per-view No Way Out. And the two gentlemen that I'm going to mention are two of the greatest performers in the history of the WWE and in the history of professional wrestling. And those two guys I'm talking about are Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle and the Phenom Hall of Famer, The Undertaker. They wrestled at No Way Out for the World Heavyweight Championship. Kurt Angle had won a 20-man battle royal after Batista had tore his triceps in real life, and he had to be off of TV for 8 months. And he became the World Heavyweight Champion. Kurt Angle had to face, I think, Mark Henry, who at the time was the #1 contender. He was able to beat him at the Royal Rumble. And then The Undertaker, I think he had took some time off after beating Randy Orton at the Hell in a Cell at Armageddon 2005 to kind of close the chapter to their epic rivalry. One of Taker's best rivalries, one of Taker's best runs, one of Taker's best works in that 2005. But the reason I wanted to talk about Kurt and Taker was because it's crazy how they don't get mentioned with the classic that they put on at No Way Out. And when I remember is Undertaker was basically saying, you know, I have seen the best, I have fought the best, and I've beaten the best. And he's like, you can't hide from the dead man. And he said, Kurt Angle, and in his voice, you currently possess the one thing I desire, the World Heavyweight Championship. So then they had a promo on SmackDown, and Kurt and Taker are having this stare down. And I'll never forget it when Kurt looks in Undertaker's eyes, takes the mic, and he says, Undertaker, when that bell rings, I don't have a soul either. And at No Way Out, I plan on breaking your ankle in pieces. Bro, I got goosebumps when Kurt Angle said that part. It just let you know that this, even though Kurt Angle is a face, you know, a lot of guys kind of tend to get in the ring with Taker and like, you know the old saying that Taker's got them psychologically beat as the dead man character, that it's like they're intimidated and it kind of kills what potentially could be such a good storyline and potentially could be such a good match, but it's like they've already been lost because they have to play the part of they're too scared to compete and be in the same ring with The Undertaker. Kurt Angle is very different at this point, though. At this point, he's the wrestling machine, Kurt Angle. This is relentless Kurt Angle. Like, when you hear him, you just hear passion. You hear a viciousness about Kurt Angle that you did not see. I said, first of all, goofy Kurt would have never said that. He would have forced some kind of apology. He would have, like, blamed the fans or whatever for getting, like, Taker mad or something like that. He just would have acted real goofy in you know, his responses or in any of his promos. But when you heard Kurt say, I don't have a soul when that bell rings, just like you, because they call you the dead man, I don't have a soul either. That was special. It got me so pumped up, and I was highly anticipating this match. The first thing I said was, yo, this match is going to be a show stealer. And the crazy part is that Kurt and Taker already showed 6 years ago that they had good chemistry back when Kurt was first when they first rivaled against each other in 2000, and when they had their story for Fully Loaded, and then when they had their story for Survivor Series. You know, both of those matches were actually good, and Taker and Angle had good chemistry. But fast forward to 2006, Undertaker in his prime, Kurt Angle in his prime. Both guys come out. Kurt, not scared, just ready. Like, the man is just ready to compete. What do I love about this match, ladies and gentlemen? The fact that there were no gimmicks. it was like an athletic one-on-one contest. It was just like about really skill versus skill. It was about who was the best. It went over 25 minutes long. You're talking about a damn near 30-minute match. Basically, the pacing was great, back and forth. No gimmicks, nothing over the top. There were no interferences, no shenanigans. It was like you just got to focus on that one-on-one contest. A match like that, you don't want to see interference. You really just want to see those guys go back and forth, because if somebody interferes, you can kind of tell that the finish isn't gonna be great, and it's gonna like either gonna leave you wanting to have more, or it's like if you're gonna be like, if I see that kind of finish again in that match, like I'm not gonna even want to watch it again. You know, it's like you kind of just predict like where the match goes, but there were no interferences, and thank God, because ladies and gentlemen, this was an all-time classic. Beautiful match, World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Both these guys told a great story. There was such a competitive nature. And I remember one point in that match, Kurt had got the ankle lock, and I remember Undertaker was holding on with both of his hands like on the rope. And when he did that, it was making me say like, oh, you know, Taker's selling it, basically saying, yo, Kurt is a viable threat to make him tap out, right? And I just love how competitive both guys were. And it was crazy how Kurt won, because Kurt won in the most fundamentally sound way, you know, such a weird way. And I remember at the end of the match, Taker kind of broke character a little bit, and then you could just hear him talking. I remember he stood up, you know, ankle all hurt and sore, and I remember he pushed Kurt to the corner, and he was like, I'm not done with you. And he was like, I got your number. Basically saying like, this isn't over. He said, because Taker's looking at it as, I had you beat for that title, and it was like, you escaped with the skin of your teeth. You got lucky. But it was just it was an amazing 5-star match, man. One of the best matches of all time. One of the best matches of the 2000s. And we were in the mid-2000s by that point, ladies and gentlemen. And if you have not seen that match, I recommend you go to probably Daily Motion. Daily Motion, you can actually catch a lot of WWE and WCW classics. And just type in, you know, Kurt Angle versus Undertaker, No Way Out 2006. I'm pretty sure they got the match. Just an unbelievable match. It had me hooked from the promos to the build-up to the match itself. Beautiful storytelling. And you know what's so crazy? This should have been a WrestleMania match. The fact that you had a WrestleMania match in February, it's a damn shame. Because the thing was, Rey Mysterio had won the Royal Rumble, so they had to build Rey up for WrestleMania. And obviously, it was the Eddie Guerrero storyline, helping Rey carry to the World Heavyweight Championship. But like I mentioned before with Rey Mysterio, people forget how good of a 2005 he had. Right? So, but yeah, man, Undertaker and Kurt, they told a great story, and it was one of the best matches of all time. So if you have not seen that match, you definitely need to catch that all-time classic between Kurt Angle and The Undertaker. So ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Louis with another one. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section of that match, Kurt Angle versus Undertaker. Let me know if you're going to go watch it after that, but it is an all-time great classic match. You definitely need to watch it. It is a 5-star classic if I rate it out of 5. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Bless up, live, laugh, love. Thank you guys for watching.